Hello, we're the
Hello,
Side of Podcasts, Kyla and Glenn.
Glenn and Kyla.
How are you now, Kyla?
I'm not too bad. I've actually had a very nice day today, so I'm
Yeah.
in a good mood.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
much college work done, but mentally I feel good, so that's a win.
Yeah, same here. Well, with Moodle down the last few days, there's not really much you can get going into it.
Yeah, like it's been working for me. I haven't really had
Oh,
much problems with it because when it was gone down, it didn't really affect me because I had my stuff, whatever I was doing, I had it downloaded,
yeah.
and then it was just a matter of getting the motivation to do it, but I had everything downloaded, so if I wanted to do it, I could have done it, but I didn't, so that was my problem.
There was lovely weather as well, too. And
Oh, it's been so nice the past few days.
yeah,
Well,
have you been
past few days.
outside in it, though, or have you been sitting inside?
Oh no, we went out on a walk yesterday, like behind South Campus, and then today we went on a walk to Carton House, and that was
Yeah,
really
you
nice.
kind of have to get out because there's almost this sense of like, I want to say it's a uniquely Irish guilt whenever you have nice weather outside. We spend so much time complaining against the rain and the wind, and then the nice weather comes around and you end up sitting inside. It kind of eats you up.
I'm a devil for that,
Yeah.
Like, especially when I'm at home, I'm not really attracted to go outside because there's nothing really outside for me to do.
Yeah, and then you just feel bad about it.
Yeah, I can go for a walk, but like it's the same walk all the time. Like here in Minute, I'm just finding like new walks every time, so it's nice, it's fun, it's enjoyable. But
Yeah, it's fairly scenic.
yeah, it is really scenic. Carton House was so nice.
We have a topic for this week's podcast.
Yes,
Finally, eventually. We'll try and not burn through it too fucking quick because
yeah. Like
it's.
this topic was meant to be episode 3,
Oh, I know.
and
Jesus.
we were on episode 6, and now we're doing it. But we got there eventually.
So I suppose we'll just give it a run through. You put up a few questions a good while ago up onto the Instagram. I know you have the results written down, but I just want to get them up on my phone.
Yeah, I
Hang on a
have them
second.
up on my phone as well.
Um,
Well, some of them are like just polls where you can't. Oh, you can see what everyone voted actually.
oh, can you?
Yeah. So it's just
Lovely. Lovely.
we have Aaron listening for once, which I've
A rare
noticed.
occasion. Aaron be on his own podcast himself now.
Oh
With your
yeah,
man Jiggy or something.
I think it's that. I'm not sure. Correct me if
Yeah.
I'm wrong, Aaron, but
Anyway, so we kind of, well, stories, private stories and finstas, whatever
yeah,
they're like, whatever variation of it you have, they're just so popular nowadays. And I suppose we just kind of wanted to have a deeper look into them and why they are popular and
yeah,
why everyone loves them. So we had the polls up, and the first question was,
I just wanted to get like some verbal opinions, so I got Chloe and Kiva to ask.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's great.
So just to let you know.
Do you want to run through them first, or will we do the Instagram results?
Questions. So whenever we do the Instagram results, I'll say what they said because I don't know if they voted on them or not.
Right, I'll rattle these off now. Anyways, the first one was. Hang on now.
A beautiful photo of Harry Styles on a Christmas tree.
Yeah. Do you have a private story / Finsta? And I don't know how many people voted on it. Do you have that number?
It's 60 and 9, so 69 people voted on that one.
Okay, and 87% was yes.
Yeah, 87% was yes, 13% was no.
That surprised me. That's still a lot of people,
There's 2 people who voted no, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've seen a private story from you, but they don't use it. It's not really used, so I understand why for no. But anyway.
And then you asked your roommates that question, did you? And they all have them, I presume.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. And just a side note, do you know when you made your private story or your Finsta or whatever?
Well, let me check my Finsta. I'll go to my because I have had my Finsta for a while. I just I haven't used it, and I archived so many of my posts. I'll find my first post because I don't think it's on my page. Because I was gonna do like a whole revamp.
Yeah. Oh, you did. You did a little rebranding, and that's the funny thing, you know, when we look into kind of what they mean, and you'll also see that it's kind of like they're different things for a lot of people, and on the surface level, they might not seem as deep as they are, but like almost for me, the whole my finsta, like whatever,
Yeah.
it's almost like a little project in a sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like an out. Not only is it just an outlet, but it's enjoyable, and looking through the archives, you can
Very
try to
fun,
see
yeah.
it's great crack. So
Like I made my Finsta in November 2017.
2017, Jesus, mine was 2018. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, no, mine was November 2017, and then I had my Finsta or my private story. Like I had my first private story about probably 4 years ago, nearly now. You know,
Jesus.
because I had a private story vlog, as in like a separate
Yeah, a separate account. Yeah, I had that
Yeah.
ages ago as well.
I had that first because like loads of people from the Gale Talk started doing it, so I did it, and then more people started doing it as well. Like everyone became popular, and then they eventually brought in private stories. Like it had to be at least well, I think it was like start of TY or end of third year when that happened. I think.
I'm gonna just try and look it up now.
When private stories like properly came popular, I think.
Yeah, when they actually put the fucking update in.
Yeah, I think it was probably like summer after third year. But maybe see, I don't know because like I'm trying to think. Like I wasn't posting on my private. See, I have a lot of Snapchat memories from third year, but I wasn't. I don't think I posted them anywhere really. It's just like photos of like what we did in the morning, like and stuff. But it wasn't posted anywhere, unless it was a nice photo and you put it up in your actual story. But like, I'm pretty sure it had to be at least the summer before, like when I was in TY. So when you were going into third
So
year.
would that be 2016? Because I'm kind of reading it and
2017.
2017. Okay, I have an update log from Snapchat, and they were added in late 2016. Okay.
See, some of them weren't properly private stories. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah, who knows?
The next question.
2017.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Sorry, it was basically. I'm pretty sure it was like 2017 when people started making private stories.
Oh yeah, definitely. I know they were around for a while, and only a few people had them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like I don't want to be that person, but like I was probably one of the earlier ones to have it as well, out of like
an OG.
Our school, I think. Same with the finstas. Like you and Owen made your finstas like a fair amount after me. I feel.
Yeah. To be honest, yeah, a good year after, like.
And it was purely because of the Gale Talk that I knew about them.
Yeah.
Because everyone had them. I'll join the crowd.
The next fucking question. Sorry, I'm after losing myself here. Oh yeah, do you use yours often? And I suppose what was the voting? The amount of people who voted the same.
Yeah, it was very, very close. I feel like 29-37. That's only 8 people in the difference. You know.
Yeah, 44% on the daily and 56 every once in a while.
See, I used to be like a daily, like I used to put up a bit, like nearly every day on my private story, but now I just can't be arsed. There's nothing exciting happening, and I don't want to be rocking anyone's brain if I'm doing nothing. Like,
yeah, to be honest, I just kind of shit post, but every now and then I'll put up, you know, I'll vent on it.
Yeah, vent. Like I want to use my Finsta more for just randomly like asking people questions. Because I actually had
Insta's a great kind of tool for that kind of thing.
I had a really good question that's completely different. I'll probably explain it to you another time. And I had it all typed out, and then I went out of like my Instagram. Like I went out of Instagram, and then I went back in because I was waiting for my pizza tonight, and then I just deleted, and I was like, I'm not typing that out again because it was like a very long, detailed explanation.
Yeah.
But maybe it's another topic we can discuss at some point.
Maybe. There's a question here, but I can't seem. It's not letting me see who answered it or what they said. Do you have that written down?
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, can you? Okay, so, you might want to read them out without the names, or maybe put the names in, whatever.
I did a tally on them when I was like writing the answers, and I kind of said how many said, "Oh yeah." Like the question is, what's your opinion on private stories or finstas? So I did like enjoyable and pointless. Like what were people's votes, and then people in the middle. Like some people were like, so much better, like the normal stories. You feel less pressure, and like they're enjoyable. If they're spamming, which we'll get on to like shit posting, it's not as enjoyable. But some people said that they're pointless. Some people said it felt personal. Good to keep up to date with people. That was like a common thing.
Mm.
And like you're able to like, sometimes it can be entertaining, expressing your opinion and whatnot. Like it was good for people to have an outlet, but some people don't care about it, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the majority of the responses. Majority seemed to enjoy it. And some people were kind of like, I don't really care. Like I can be on them, but I don't really want to be on them, but I won't leave them.
And that's the thing, when I was trying to formulate this hot take, I was, like coming up with something, I was like, that makes sense, but a lot of people just don't give a shite about private stories, and you know what I mean? And Finsta, like, to a lot of people, they're just a bit of crack, but
yeah, I feel like I'm more carefree on my Finsta if I post on my Finsta.
Yeah.
Because I just, like, Finstas, you can easily miss an Instagram story, but a lot of people use Snapchat on the daily, so
I don't have a fucking private story on Snapchat.
Yeah, I have too many. Like I think I had one that had like 7 people on it. I was like, I don't use this. Why is that there? It was like when I was watching loads of movies during lockdown. It was when I was watching movies during lockdown. I was like, if anyone wants to join, just tell me and I'll add them. And I did. And I haven't used it for a while. I ranted a bit on it and then I just deleted it there today. I was like, nah. But
you have the next question. Sorry, I keep on actually going out.
No, it's okay. So it's opinions on shit posting.
Okay, well, people might know what shit posting is. It's just one of our few listeners. It's just shite, like it really is just
it's
memes.
Just but I don't like shit posting could be memes, but then spamming is more like putting up stuff that no one really like. It's unnecessary. You don't need to be updated. Like that kind of gets to a point where you're like, oh my god, stop, please, please, please. You know?
Yeah, no. There's been a few times when I've like tried to leave a private story or tried to fucking,
Yeah, ignore it.
Mm.
But a lot of people were kind of against shit posting. Like sometimes it depends on the person. Like, oh, you want an update from their life and they shit post something grand. If it's just someone just spamming their story, you're like, please, no. Like majority were like, nah. Someone said Glenn Prendergast is a whore for it.
I'm sorry.
Like sometimes it's interesting. Some people hate like when it's a concert.
But it depends on your relationship with the person as well. Like I mightn't want to listen to someone talk shite, but then if I like care about the person, I listen to them talk shite all the time.
Yeah. See, the podcast is my outlet for shit posting. Basically, I just talk. Then I put up my private story because who's going to listen to this? Not many people. But like when they put up concert videos, can be very annoying.
Oh, concert videos, no. That's a no-go. That's a no-go.
Yeah, like so if someone's talking about something interesting, then grand, I'll sit and listen to it. If it's something I don't really care about, like I'm just gonna be like, oh, what, nah. Like someone said, you may as well start a YouTube channel if you're shit posted.
That's what you did. You started a little TikTok series.
Yeah, well, mine was more daily vlogging.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's kind of what the Finsta has turned in for me as well, I suppose.
Yeah, like I feel like if I put a thing up on my, like I know I have like a wee close friends on my Finsta and it's like,
yeah, same.
If I'm doing bad mentally, I'm like, here you go. Or like updates, because like some people were like, oh yeah, do that. And then like if someone doesn't join it and you're like, oh, they don't care about me, and then you go into a full-on spiral. You're like, oh my god, they hate me. And then you put up like you make like a private, like I made this fashion private story thing and I was like, I kept looking at who was joining it, and then if like someone didn't join it, I was like, oh, they don't care.
Yeah, and that kind of ties into the next question. Now, I'll ask you this question first in relation to this one. And the question is, do you interact with private stories / Finstas? But do you care if someone just views your story and never like swipes up or never talks? You know what I mean?
I don't really mind it. Like it's not, I don't take it very personally unless it's something like I'm asking a question and no one responds. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, that enrages me.
That's just poor. But if I'm like just saying something and someone like swipes up, it does make me happy. Like I'm like, yay, interaction. Yeah. But I like interacting with other people's private stories, or like if they post something on their Instagram story, like I just swipe up and I'm like, lol or something if I'm close with
Mm.
them. Like I do it for Aaron. He put up that fleece he got from Vintage Attire Manu, and I just
Shout
like
out to them boys, by the way.
"Ew." I do a lot to Aaron though. He gets it a lot.
Oh no, I'd always make an effort now, because it's kind of like for a lot of people being added into the private story or Finsta or whatever, it's kind of like the next step in your friendship nearly, you know what I mean?
Like especially when you meet someone in Manu, it's like, oh, I'll add you to my private story. Like I have a
Yeah,
friend.
yeah,
I've made a companion. Like when I
yeah,
first went to my
literally.
apartment and like I was talking to the two girls, and then we were like, oh, well, add you to their private stories and it's just
Yeah,
like a
it kind
moment.
of like it's just like a bridge into someone else's like personal life nearly.
Honestly, it really is.
It
And
is.
like it's hard. Like you'd be there and you'd be like, oh, that person hasn't really been like interacting on my private story. Like, do I take them off or not?
Yeah,
You have
man.
them moments, but
Yeah,
I try to not really look into it too much.
yeah. I know you wouldn't want to be. It's might be a bit unnecessary, and now I suppose we'll move on from that one because that's
Yeah,
actually a touchy subject for some people, believe it or not
yeah.
interacting with the
Some
fucking
people
private story.
like if someone's asking something or like just looking for opinions, and I do know what to say, I'll reply. But if I'm like, I don't fully understand that one,
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, bye bye.
And the next question was, are you on a lot of private stories? And 54 people voted for yes, 7 people voted for no. That's 89% and 11%. And it kind of
Yeah,
seems most people are on a lot of fucking private stories. You can't really avoid them, can you?
yeah, no, I am on a lot. I think like
Yeah.
whoever, like most people who I know who have a private story, I'm on. And then like if I'm not on someone's, I don't feel the need to have them on mine. I'm
Yeah.
like, if I'm giving you this insight into my life, I feel like private stories are kind of like, if you have me on yours, I'll have you on mine. It's
Yeah.
very like that nowadays.
That's actually the next question. So that would
Yeah.
be a good old bridge there. And then obviously the question was, are you on people's stories that are on yours? 41 for yes, 20 for no.
So
That's
67, 33.
yeah. That's
Like there definitely
something
is.
I think about.
There's definitely stories I'm on, but they're not on mine. But I've like had them off mine for ages. I think.
Okay.
Like I don't really take people off and take people on, like, because that's basically the next question anyway. But I feel bad. Like I'm obviously like I've taken them off my story because they hadn't been doing anything with mine, and if I'm still on theirs, I'm not gonna go through the effort of leaving it myself because I'm just. It's like you can take me off if you want to take me off, like.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of people on my fucking Finsta that I know they have a private story and I'm not on it. And to be honest, like as much as I don't like the fact that it bothers me, it kind of does just a little bit.
Yeah, no, like I used to have so many people following my Finsta and then I just deleted half of them. Like I think I have 69 following or maybe 70. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
I feel like I had it at 69 because it just was nice. I'm such a child.
It's a nice round number.
Nice round number.
And then finally, obviously, you touched on this last question. You take people on and off depending on your friendship. That's a good question because I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't
either. I don't really care. Like if I'm not friends with them, like if I'm not talking to them, like it's not a matter of. See, I don't really fall out with people, so I can't fully relate.
Yeah, that was literally what I was going to say. Like, if you're my friend, like once, it's on rare occasions, obviously, but I'd never really, even if I'm not talking to you, if I'll see you again, I'll still be like where we left off.
Yeah, like there is definitely people who have taken off my private story, but I haven't seen them in over a year, and I'm like, I haven't really been talking to you. Like, I'll take it off it, but if I start talking to you again, and like we end up like seeing each other, like meeting up and everything after COVID. Then 100% you'll be back on my story. It's just I have not spoken to you. Like that's how I kind of view it more. Like it's not like a grudge thing. It's like, oh, I don't like you anymore. Like bye. Because I'm too lazy. I'm too lazy for fights and confrontations, which is a good thing. Like if someone says that they said something and I'm like, I know you said something wrong, but I just can't be arsed arguing.
So like, would you ever? How would you phrase this question? Would you make an effort, like if you kind of know, you have those friends that you don't talk to for ages, and then you like meet them again, and you might have been like particularly close with them. Would you make an effort to just try and make it the same, or would you be wary of that friendship?
Well, it depends on it. Like, I know when I met up with some of the dancing girls just before it was just before results. Like, I hadn't seen them in at least a year, most of them in at least a year, and I hadn't talked to them in a while either.
Yeah.
And we all just like connected, and it was normal. Like, I don't. And
Yeah, that's lovely.
if I see my Gaeltacht friends, it's basically like it might be awkward like the first day or something, and then we just like I paid for a holiday to Achill with like a bunch of Gaeltacht people I haven't seen in nearly 2. It's like probably coming up to 2 years in the summer, and like they're like, "Do you want to go?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's Achill. I'm coming." I was like, I might be up there anyway at that point, but
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll I suppose after those questions, I kind of have to preface that. Well, I should have prefaced it with the hot take. I don't know. I don't even know if it is a hot take, but kind of an analysis of private stories. You know, because we were talking about private stories, you know, in a sense that they mean a lot to people. And
yeah,
to me, before I analysed it, like before I kind of went in and looked at it, you wouldn't really think of them in that way, like, would you?
no. Oh, sorry. Say that again. Sorry.
You just
I know what you said.
it'd be easy to brush off private stories, you know, as just nothing.
Yeah.
But I suppose this is what I kind of came up with.
A lot of people have an emotional connection to their private story.
Yeah, they definitely do, man.
I've had so many. I don't like. I used to, but now I'm just kind of like, I'll just post whenever I feel like it. If something funny happens, I'll post it.
But I think I know I was telling you this earlier on, Kyla. I don't know if you had time. I think you agreed with it now, but this is what I think private stories are. So like specifically in, you know, I said it to you, rural communities, rural Ireland, you know, there's a lot of, did we agree on what to call it? Shy talk, I said. Small talk. Just, you know, the usual, like, let's say, like, you're in a post office and you just meet someone and you start. Yeah. So those little menial conversations that can seem like that, and kind of the agreement between two parties when you're just talking to another person that, you know, it seems like nothing on the surface level, but to a lot of people, those conversations mean a lot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's almost like a kayfabe, because even if it's just like, oh, what's the crack, you know, like fuck all, just kind of, it's a vent for a lot of people, especially in rural Ireland when people don't see others very often.
Me.
Yeah, especially, you know what I mean? Like
I was at home at home in especially during lockdown. I was just
especially during lockdown,
up my story just to see if I can get like a social interaction.
Exactly.
But now I'm like, I have my roommates, I have Aaron, I'm grand.
Yeah.
And
I think like you said there, in the same way, look, like our generation is already kind of disadvantaged socially, you know, because of the emphasis on social media, because of the sense of individualism between everyone. You know, people don't, we already don't kind of feel the need to shy talk to people in the post office or whatever, because, you know, we kind of already have our vent on social media or whatever. And so now, especially during the pandemic, because you can't really talk to people face to face anymore, I think private stories have kind of moved in and replaced that need to vent to another person, and it's kind of replaced the need for that shy talk. And you'd nearly be worried that that kind of thing won't happen again, you know,
like shy talking if you're on with someone. I mean, when like the likes of the pubs and whatnot open, obviously you'd go back to it.
Yeah.
But who knows when they're going to open at this rate, you know?
Yeah, it might never be the same again.
Nah, it might be more. I feel like it's hard to have proper conversations sometimes anymore. Because everyone is just glued to their phone.
Yeah, and you don't feel like you need it anymore, especially when you have this little story where you have a select group of people and you can just vent your emotions to them, you know? Why would you feel the need to talk to someone on the street?
And like, when it comes to, like, if you're just sitting there wanting to have a conversation with someone, but if they're like on their phones, you're kind of like, oh, hello.
Yeah.
But if you see something on your phone and you're like, oh my God, like when I seen the Leaving Cert jazz and the junior cert got cancelled, we were like talking about it. We were like, oh Jesus, like.
Yeah, but where did the conversation come from? You know.
It was just because it came off our phone.
Yeah.
Like everything
exactly.
is like I want to get more like just talking to people again properly, but we can't because it all has to be remotely. And all like I haven't gotten to see majority of my friends since September. And as someone who is a very emotional and needy person, I miss my friends a lot. And the only way I can talk to them is over either the computer doing like the backyard thing we've done a few times, or on FaceTime to like one or two of them, like that's, or like snapping them on Snapchat. It's not the same though. I just want to sit in a room and talk to my friends.
It isn't the same. It isn't. And I kind of found like for myself, particularly during the pandemic, but before it as well, like those conversations that you might have had with someone in school, you know, just like a quick talk, and maybe you just, you know, snap people. It's been replaced by like the majority of my conversations are now swiping up on fucking private stories and finstas. Like that's kind of how they start.
It's so depressing, you know.
It is like,
because like
it's weird.
Like sometimes that's the only way I like properly get to start a conversation with my best friend.
And I would go as far to say that for the majority of the people I talk to, it's exclusively prompted by what I post on my private story or what they post on theirs.
Yeah, it is. Unless like I usually talk to them. Like there's a few guys I snap like Casey, Sheehan and Eva, and sometimes Clodagh on like the daily. And Aaron obviously, like I talk to him all the time. But we don't even there like usually it'd be like maybe the odd conversation. But you don't know what to say because you can't fully comprehend what they're up to. Like we're all in college now, we're all doing different things in college.
Yeah, it's a bit more. It's a bit harder to just approach someone, you know.
It's the only thing we can talk about. Oh, how's college going? Like usually we have so many different things to talk about. It's like, oh, did you go out last weekend? How was it and all? But now all it is like, how's college going? So like.
I say like 5 out of the 6 conversations I've had with, you know, not my close friend group in the last week has been swiping up on their story when they're like giving out about an assignment or something and talking about fucking college.
Yeah, like it's that I don't realize it until like especially in these podcasts. Like I don't realize something until we start talking about it, and then I'm like, oh my god, actually, so sad.
Yeah, no, it is. It is pretty weird. Like
you'd be able to talk about loads of things and all. But when you're on, like, if you're talking over the phone or like on the computer and whatnot, like you can't really properly have a conversation with them unless you're physically. Because I love having deep chats with people and all, right? But like I don't want to. I feel like a counselor over Zoom if I'm having a deep chat with someone or I'm on an online therapy.
Yeah, like, it is very damaging to relationships.
Like I'd rather them in person. Just be there and like if I'm about to have like a moment, I'm gonna be like, you know what, like, I really appreciate you know. But if you're doing it over a screen, it's not as fun. Basically.
No, not at all. It's
nothing else is happening. Life.
Yeah, it's weird, and especially when something does happen and the conversation is limited to, you know, text or whatever.
Yeah,
it's not a good thing to have a relationship that you feel like only exists on a screen, you know, because then one, obviously I mentioned that we're already socially advantaged, and obviously it's because of the, you know, accentuated sense of individualism, but it's also because relationships with a lot of people exist purely through a screen, and when you're confronted with face-to-face conversation, for some people that can be very daunting, and that's because of the format of where the conversation usually come from, you know, whether it's through a snap or messenger or whatever.
I got that. Yeah, like
it's not good. It's not good.
I'm just like, damn.
Yeah, the art of conversation might be lost, you know.
Like the highlight of my day today, bar like going on that walk to Carton and getting a crepe, is the fact that we ordered a Chinese.
Yeah, it's
like
the mundane sense of life, like especially recently, obviously because of the pandemic, which like I fucking hate talking about probably as much as everyone else hates listening to it, but it's just so apparent. Like
We
It
literally
just
like
it kind of is the highlight of your day when you get fucking food or whatever.
yeah, like I know it's Ash Wednesday and all, but I'm sorry. I
Oh, it
can't.
is Ash Wednesday actually. I didn't forgot about that
What
one.
are you giving up for Lent, Glenn?
Oh, it's a topic for another podcast.
I mean,
What would you be giving up like?
like I'm not giving up anything. I'm just gonna try harder. Like actually do stuff to improve myself mentally. Because I like until recently I have not. I've just kind of been like accepting it. And like I've been ruining like nights out and everything because of it. Like I've been making myself feel bad. And then
Yeah,
like going home or something. And then I'm like having FOMO, I'm like, oh my god, I'm missing out on something. And like it's literally just my roommates in the other room. And I'm like, I'm missing out on something. But like I feel too bad and like shitty to actually go out to them. Because I'm
yeah.
like, oh, I'm gonna get caught, like security are gonna come and get me.
Here's a question, I suppose, in relation to the whole what we were talking about with like private stories and just
Yeah, we should probably get back to
social media's effects like on us. Do you think? I know this generation kind of everyone has a problem with anxiety, but without getting too deep into your own personal thing,
that's her.
how much of like the anxious feelings, emotions you have, how much do you think that stems from the use of your phone?
Oh, probably a fair amount of it.
It has to be, doesn't it? Like it's just
Yeah.
kind of
Like
unavoidable.
if if I don't get like a reply from someone like who I'm always talking to, if I don't get a reply from them for ages, I'm like, oh my god, what happened to them? Like my anxiety like my brain
Oh,
starts rolling. It's like something's happened to them. They're in a crash. Something happened.
yeah. And that's the danger of like relationships when you
I
talk
think
to someone so much over Snapchat or whatever. That's the kind of the danger of
like
beginning to think they exist only through the screen, because when they don't reply through the screen, you kind of feel like it's gone.
like I think since me and Aaron started dating and everything, you know, I think I make him text me every time he's gone. Like he's actually gone off his phone for training. I'm always like, make sure to text me when you're gone, so my mind doesn't go crazy.
Yeah.
Because like, I know he's
Oh man.
okay. I know he's okay, but then my brain's like, or is he? And you're like, stop it, stop it, stop it. Like if someone goes on a plane, I'm like, oh, pray for them. Like I hope they land safe and everything. And like sometimes my head might think something bad, and I have to like knock on wood and bless myself to make sure that doesn't happen. I don't know what that is, but if someone knows, it's just like if I have a bad thought, I have to like knock on wood and bless myself because I'm like
Oh
superstitious.
yeah.
Do it.
Oh, superstition is just, it's kind of mostly just a coping mechanism. It's a weird thing. It's almost, in a lot of ways, superstitions is a uniquely Irish thing for some of them, I know,
Yeah.
dating back. But Jesus, that's
Like I don't know many people who are very like who have superstitions. I know my mom, I think, is
I
very.
know a lot of people, and now, and especially kind of nowadays, like astrology and like that whole crystal
Oh
thing and
yeah.
manifesting. That's superstitions, like.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's superstitious.
I actually want to get more into that. You know,
Yeah,
it's so interesting though. Like if
it
you
is
manifest
interesting. It
things, like
is.
it can happen. Like I should
Do you
start
think it's
manifesting.
real?
I think it's yeah. You know what? I've looked into like my own birth chart and everything, and I know like some of my friends are very into it. And like I remember in secondary school, like Eva like looked into my whole chart, and she's like, "Yeah, that's pretty accurate." Like I'm my three main ones. So like I'm not going to go into this very deeply because I don't know a lot,
Yeah,
and I know
don't.
private
It'll take
stories.
fucking ages. There's so much stuff. It's
Yeah,
like a whole thing.
but like there's three main ones. It's your star sign, which everyone knows their star sign, and then I think
I
are
actually
you
only learned my star sign for the French oral,
are you
believe it or
Taurus?
not. Yeah, I am.
Ah,
Don't know what
because
that means though.
yeah, I don't really know about other signs. I just know myself. But
Yeah.
Santa has like a way to tell you about them.
Yeah, I always see that actually.
Good old
But I
Snapchat.
kind of avoid that kind of thing because I don't know, it's just the whole like astrology thing. It just seems like an ego trap, and like I'm
Mm,
afraid that if I got into that kind of thing, that would just be me trying to control uncertainty in my life. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
See, my 3 big ones, it's like your star, your moon, and your rising. They're all fire signs.
What
Which
does that mean?
I can't fully remember anymore. But like Eva said, it was a very accurate description of me. So like your moon is your actual like emotions, I think. Your star sign is like what you give out. I think I can't remember fully, but I know the moon is your emotion. So like I'm a Sagittarius in moon,
Okay.
and then I'm a Leo in rising and a Aries in my star sign. So like basically, I think it's basically saying that I'm very outgoing. And like
Okay.
before COVID, I definitely was. COVID's kind of restricted me a bit more. I'm kind of like more paranoid about everything. But definitely beforehand, I was a lot more outgoing and everything. I was just kind of doing whatever I kind of wanted in a way. I need to look at it again because I can't remember what the rest of them means. But I know your moon means emotions, and then something like that. I'm
So
not,
like,
not on
what are
astrology.
they saying though? Like, are they saying that like I think it's like the way the actual moon moves, is it?
Yeah. See, there's a lot. Like I just got 2 horoscope things actually come up on my phone in the past 3 minutes. And it's not a bit, it's like it takes
Is
courage.
that how this topic came up?
No, how did this have it come up again?
I don't know, man. We'll roll with it anyways because it is an interesting one, and it is kind of like
You talk about their star signs on private stories.
yeah, no, they do. And Snapchat does tell you about your star signs and always tell you about your compatibility, but I think it is an interesting one because
Oh yeah, compatibility. Yeah, never mind.
a
Just
lot
scratch it.
of like I just feel like recently a lot of people have kind of gotten into it, and I don't know, like I don't know if I believe that sort of thing, but it definitely is very entertaining. It
Yeah,
definitely is.
Glenn, I don't know if you've been keeping an eye on the comments there, but just got a question. Screw your astrology sign. What character do you use in Mario Kart?
Definitely Wario.
Wario. Really?
Definitely.
What? Huh. I
Don't
don't know
know
what.
what it is.
See, I feel like I always would go for the baby characters like Baby Toad or Baby. No, I don't know if there's a Baby Yoshi. I know I definitely went, or like that time I'd go for. I don't know. I like the baby ones though; they're cute.
Yeah,
But
I'm just seeing back. Sorry, Ibuka said just enjoy the moment. No point in going to a concert to post about it. That is so true.
yes,
But like, I'll always definitely take one picture at a concert. But I think I read
I'll
a
take
while ago
videos.
that like you
Oh,
kind
okay.
of
Sorry. I
remember
think
things
the
better.
is ringing me, so I just need to run out. Chloe, Kiva, come to my door, please, if you're listening. Sorry, give me a
What you say?
second.
Sorry. Okay, no bother.
Chinese is here.
I don't know how long she'll be gone, but I suppose I'll touch on that one more time. I think it definitely is more beneficial to just enjoy the concert
Sorry about
instead of
that.
recording it. Yeah, no bother. How did we get to Mario Kart as well?
Aaron asked it in the
Oh
thing.
yeah,
He texted me like, "Please look at the comments." And I was like, "Yes." Are you taking requests? What requests do you mean? I'm actually so warm because I had to run out to the kitchen. I'm so excited. I get to eat soon. What do you order from the Chinese, Glenn?
What would I order from the Chinese?
Yeah. From a Chinese? I don't know how you say it.
Duck.
Really?
Yeah, it has to be duck. Sorry, yeah, but your nephew's not getting Wonderwall today, Aaron. Unless Kyla wants to fill that request. But yeah, duck. Definitely duck.
I mean, I
know.
do, but I'm not playing it. And I think I just bursted my blister that's on my hand from the pancakes. Whoopsie.
I'm strictly against condiments, as a side note, by the way.
Condiment.
But like sauces and all.
Like, you wouldn't get curry sauce with your Chinese
Wouldn't eat any kind of sauce.
at all.
No.
I thought you liked garlic sauce.
No.
So we shared
Not
one
at
before.
all.
Maybe that was someone else.
No. Wasn't me.
Oh, sorry.
Whoever is listening, I'm not even looking at the fucking YouTube thing, but if anyone is listening and you have a question, please do feel free to ask. Because
Yeah.
they say we get another 10 minutes maybe. I know we burned through the private story thing.
Yeah.
So we
hands
might get another 10 minutes of shy talk while Kyla repairs her blister.
Can we play happy? Is Ashley Owen's mom's birthday?
Owen, you're gonna have to tell Elaine no happy birthday. Sorry,
I
don't
have
think
like
it's Elaine's birthday, but
my hands too sore to play guitar. I wish I had like my ukulele up here. I like playing the
I actually
ukulele.
have one.
I think Alicia has a ukulele in her room, but she hasn't been up since December, so I can't get into it.
That's
Oh,
enough of
there.
that.
My foot.
Are
I'm
you
mad.
fit to talk? Are you fit to continue, or what's the crack?
Sorry, my hand's just really sore. But like, have you ever burned your hand badly and it like
Yeah,
blistered?
of course. Yeah,
Yeah, well, I did that yesterday cooking pancakes. Ask me, and then I dropped
nice.
the pancake I was flipping, and I was taking off my jumper there, and I didn't take caution, and then the blister burst. So I'm in pain, but um, this would be great for our highlight section. Me just screaming about my hand. Because we're going to try to become more active, aren't we, Glenn? Also, happy birthday to Owen's mom. It is actually her birthday.
I don't know if it is Owen's mom's birthday.
Well, if it isn't, send this to her whenever it is. Is that?
Are you fit to talk?
Yeah, no, sorry, I'm being over dramatic. And I put aloe vera on it and it hurt it more. I'll just put burn gel on it in a bit. The grand.
I kind of want to go back to the fucking star sign thing. If you are knowledgeable enough to continue talking about it.
I mean, whenever they come back in with the Chinese, I'll get my phone off them and I'll show you my birth chart. Well, I might. Let me just check it. Look out my window to see where they are. Look, roughly. Okay, I don't see them. But star signs. I mean, I don't think I like naming them wrong. I like being like Sagittarius for Sagittarius. And for
Victorious.
there was one time in school and I just started listing loads as the wrong name. I think for Taurus I said Tourbus.
Can we get a comment, by the way, on whether you do or not believe in star signs? Because
Oh yeah,
I'm interested. I don't know.
I used to not, but now I'm like, if mine feels a bit too accurate to not believe it.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, okay. Thoughts on this year's LC?
Oh yeah. How did we forget about that?
My sister has
She
no
wasn't.
birthday. She said, "Let's go," and I was like, "Sweetie, are you turning into Aaron?" And she's like, "What was I meant to say?" Yes, and I said, "Hip hip hooray!" And she's like, "Yippity doo dah" or something. I was like,
So the junior cert is just gone. They like axed it kind of for this year, did they?
I think they should just get rid of the junior cert. Full stop.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
The
Sure, they
second-
were doing that anyway, weren't they, with the whole junior cycle thing?
Oh yeah, it's basically getting like it's basically different now. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But the leaving cert, I mean, the leaving cert has always been a shambles. In the past 2 years, really highlights that. I feel.
Yeah, do you reckon?
Like the leaving cert course, there's a lot of mishaps in it. I think. Like I know a lot of people hated Irish, but like I liked Irish. I just hated the prose and poetry. Ugh.
Okay.
Hate
Do you
that.
think Irish should be compulsory?
I kind of want to say yeah, but I know a lot of people think that it shouldn't be. But
I
I'm
think it
on
should be.
the language alive, you know.
I think it definitely should be.
Because I know a lot of people like not for junior cert, leaving cert, fair enough. I understand why some people would want it compulsory for that.
I think it should just be compulsory, like all throughout school, like without a second thought.
It's our country's language.
Exactly.
Like if the Brits didn't invade us, we'd all be talking.
Exactly.
Our, I meant like as in our year and the year coming. Okay, I'm sorry, I just noticed that there. But like I'm like we'd be all speaking Irish if our history was different.
I know. That's like I think it's a no-brainer that we should be learning Irish. And like I was terrible at it. Like I hated it and I put no effort in at all. But you know, I'd never like not do it. Like
yeah, like You can't be like very patriotic and be like fuck Irish though.
Oh no, you
Yeah,
can't. You can't at
that's
all.
critical. Like, come on, you know the
It
reason
would
why.
be unfair. It would be unfair of all the fellow Irish like people that have to suffer and try and keep the culture alive. It'd be unfair of us nowadays in our privilege to just forget about that and leave it behind.
Like I was wanting to study Irish, but then when I was like looking into it, I was like, it's kind of looking at the prose and poetry again, and not a bit of me. I'd rather just practice the language, like keep it up,
Yeah.
and then like just have it. Because if I want to go into radio and whatnot, it would be good to have. I think, like it is kind of dying, and it actually breaks my heart in a way.
The Irish culture.
Yeah.
I think there's kind of been I don't know if it's because I'm paying more attention, but I've kind of seen a revival in just general Irishness in the last 2 years. And
Yeah.
there's groups like Kneecap, like rap groups that are just kind of keeping it alive and
I mean, I
pushing it
haven't.
on,
People told me to listen to them, but I don't
Actually
like.
pretty good, like.
I just don't really listen to a lot of recent music. Oh wait, they're back. Let me get my phone.
No bother.
Phone, please.
Interlude while we wait on Kyla to come back. Aaron says the Irish culture is being lost very quickly. Despite everything in the world, so some aspects of Irish culture need to stay. I also hated Irish from the LC. Yeah,
Just
so did I, man. But I'd never once say that this should be gone.
to pick up the Chinese love because I forgot to change
Hmm?
my address. I forgot to change the address back to my apartment. So the
All
Chinese
right.
apartment and get out to the girls. But we're not being there on time. But will I do a quick look at my birth chart for you, and then we can wrap it up?
Sure, go on. I just kind of want to touch on this Irish thing one more time.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Basically, I love the Irish language. That's all I'm saying. But I don't
Yeah.
like how it's taught.
I don't like how it's taught either. It's kind of it's taught too academically instead of. I think it should be taught more as like an art kind of thing. Yeah, more culture kind of thing.
Like, I'm the type of person that if Irish dancing and Gaelic and Gaeltachts are still kicking when I'm having kids, my kids are doing it.
Oh, definitely. I never went to a Gaeltacht, but like I've heard the stories and.
If they don't like it, I'm not going to force them to do it, obviously, but I'll let them try it out because I wish I kept doing Irish dancing. I wish I kept doing Gaelic.
Yeah.
I was hoping to
man.
work in the Gaeltacht last year. Like,
would you say you're fluent?
I'm not fully fluent. I know a lot, but like I can hold a conversation.
Okay.
But it depends on the topic. Like in the Gaeltacht, it's more easier conversations.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm not fluent.
I'm kind of fascinated by the accents in Irish and how they kind of.
A whole topic on this, Glenn.
We actually could, yeah. No, yeah, I'm not going to talk anymore because that's a good topic.
Will I briefly go over what every star or?
Yeah, sure. Go on. Go over the fucking star sign.
Your star sign is your star sign is the sun, like your sun, basically, because the sun is a star, and that's when the the time you were born, like from a certain date to another date, and that means your individuality. And then, like it says, I'm passionate, feisty, and headstrong. You know what you want, and aren't afraid to go for it. Like sometimes, like I know
That's
what I
very
want.
bold though. Like how would like the star affect your personality? You know what I mean?
My moon was in Sagittarius, but Snapchat's after saying that it's in Scorpio, which it isn't, but it's like your emotions. Anyway, sorry. Snapchat, silly Snapchat. But yeah, your moon is your emotions. Your rising is your persona, so I think that's what you give out. So like when people meet me, supposedly I'm confident, warm, and charismatic. I think I'm warm. I feel like I'm a warm type of person. I don't think I'm kind of like cold. Like
I'm sorry. So what is your rising like? Like what dictates that?
I don't know. I don't know what dictates any of this. It's just your rising in Leo is your persona.
Okay.
And my Mercury is communication. So it's an Aries again. So it's basically the same thing as I said about the Aries. My Venus, okay. Some of these I think changed since I last looked at these. I don't know. So your Venus.
Oh, there's holds. There's holds.
Not what seems to be. Okay, I better double check this. But your Venus is your preferences. So it's what you prefer, I guess. saying I'm an Aries again. I don't think that's right. Mars
And
is
then,
your
so what does it say you prefer?
like my preferences is like freedom and spontaneity. I don't know because I thought it was something different, or is that
Is that
Mercury?
accurate?
I don't know. I can't. I need to double check all this again. You
Isn't
know?
everyone's preference freedom and spontaneity?
Yeah.
What
I
do they mean
avoid
by
people in relationships. No, or that are feel too managed or constricted. I don't know. This has really confused me. I'm just going to explain what all the planets mean
yeah?
astrology wise. So, like Mars is your motivation. So, like how you motivate yourself. Jupiter
Okay.
is expansion.
What does
So
that
that's
mean?
I think that's being helpful and whatnot. I think I don't know, like how you are
Right.
people.
Right.
Maybe your Saturn is your responsibility.
Okay.
Mine's playful, expressive, and curious. Which fair. I'm not very responsible.
Yeah, Donal, I kind of agree. I kind of just find astrology kind of hard to believe.
I'm really confused by this now. I'm gonna have to have a proper conversation with my friends, about astrology and figure out my birth chart again.
Mm.
But Uranus is freedom. That made me laugh the time I read it as well. Your Neptune is your spirituality.
Uranus.
And your Pluto is transformation. So it's like growth and everything.
So where the planets were when you were born dictates your personality.
So that's basically it. I'll reach out to my friends and I'll figure out more about astrology.
Do you have a friend who's deep into astrology?
Yeah. Eva.
Would they be willing to be a guest on the podcast?
I'll ask her, because me and Eva were meant to start a podcast together and we just never did.
Yeah.
So
do ask
I'll ask her. And we do we'll look into each other's birth charts.
We can do that, but
she might be able to do a tarot reading. She has tarot cards and she's done them before, and like whenever she does one for me, it's kind of accurate. It's weird. Like it's kind of spooky, I feel.
Yeah. I'd be looking forward to prove me wrong though and convince me otherwise that astrology is real. You know what I mean? By like telling me all my stuff.
I'm gonna make a list, Glenn, of our ideas for podcasts.
Do that. Irish culture, astrology, and then I don't know, Aaron, we'll interview you, and then we'll get Donal on.
The Senate, the elections, and everything.
Oh yeah, definitely.
God, we're gonna have such a great podcast this semester. Do you think we should keep going in the summer, or just?
Sure, yeah. Feck it, go on. We may as well.
Aaron said join. Yeah.
Aaron, I'm going to listen to your podcast now.
I'm going to put back on Guardians of the Galaxy. Maybe I'll tune in, but we'll have Guardians of the Galaxy on because I'm trying to watch Marvel movies because I'm so cool.
Okay, will we wrap it up then for today? So
yeah.
All right, we'll see you all again Wednesday at 7.
Wednesday at 7, and
hopefully with another topic.
Maybe we'll find. I'll try go through this podcast and screen record a highlight and put it up on our Instagram.
Yeah.
More promotive.
We do.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for the interactions and listening and everything.
All right. Thank you all. Cheers, Aaron.
Thank yous. We'll see you next week.
Good luck.
Good luck. Bye-bye.